Welcome to Exam Sale. This script walks you through the Juniper Enterprise Routing and Switching Specialist syllabus. In the next few minutes you will learn what to study, how topics are weighted, and which skills to practice for the exam. This exam is organized into 10 domains with exact weights you must know. Layer 2 switching and VLANs 15%, OSPF 15%, BGP 15%, spanning tree 10%, Layer 2 security 10%, protocol independent routing 10%, is 10%, tunnels 10%, and high availability 5%. Each domain lists focus areas, difficulty, estimated learning time, and assessment types. Use the weights to prioritize study time and hands-on practice. Layer 2 switching and VLANs is 15% of the exam with medium difficulty and about 12 hours estimated learning time. You will learn Layer 2 switching concepts, VLAN components and frame tagging, and the roles of access and trunk ports. Important topics include voice VLAN configuration, native VLAN handling, RVIs for interVLAN routing, and Q&Q tunneling, and you will be assessed with conceptual and scenario-based questions. OSPF covers 15% of the exam, labeled hard, and requires about 14 hours of study. You will master link state operations, LSA types, area hierarchy and multi-area design, neighbor states, and DRB-DR behavior. Expect to study stub, totally stubby, and NSSA areas, metric calculation, route summarization, and the differences between OSPF 2 and OSPF 3 in conceptual and scenario-based assessments. BGP is another 15% domain, rated hard with roughly 16 hours of study time, and it is assessed through scenarios. You will learn BGP basic operations and message types, eBGP and iBGP peering requirements, and the full route selection algorithm. Emphasis is on path attributes like as path, local preference, MED, route reflectors, BGP communities, routing policy application, and practical troubleshooting. Spanning tree is 10% of the exam with medium difficulty and about 10 hours of study time. You will learn STP, RSTP, MSTP, and VSTP variants, bridge priority, port roles, and rapid convergence behavior. Focus on BPDU protection, root guard, loop guard, edge port configuration, topology change notifications, and techniques to troubleshoot loops and blocked ports. Layer 2 security makes up 10% and is medium difficulty with about 8 hours recommended and hands-on plus conceptual assessment. You will learn MAC limiting and address stickiness to prevent MAC table abuse, DHCP snooping and trusted versus untrusted ports, and dynamic ARP inspection operation. Also study IP source guard, storm control, captive portal basics, and how to apply Layer 2 firewall filters in access layer scenarios. Protocol independent routing accounts for 10%, is easy, and needs about 6 hours study with conceptual and scenario-based assessment. You will study static, aggregate, and generated route types, Martian addresses and route filtering, and the use of routing instances for virtual routing tables. Learn read groups for route sharing, load balancing across multiple paths, qualified next hop configuration, and how to adjust route preference. Is 10% of the exam and rated hard with roughly 10 hours of study and conceptual plus scenario-based assessment. You will cover PDUs and TLVs, area addressing and NET format, and the Level 1 and Level 2 hierarchy and adjacency types. Key topics include deselection, route leaking between L1 and L2, wide metrics configuration, and authentication in networks. Tunnels represent 10% of the syllabus with medium difficulty and about 6 hours estimate, assessed with hands-on and conceptual items. You will learn GRE and IP over IP tunneling concepts, how to configure tunnel interfaces, and how to run routing protocols over GRE tunnels. Pay attention to fragmentation and MTU considerations and practice verification of tunnel status and reachability. High availability is 5% of the exam, medium difficulty, and requires about 4 hours of focused study with conceptual and scenario assessments. You will study link aggregation groups and LACP for redundancy, VRRP operation for gateway failover, and control plane resilience like graceful route engine switchover. Also learn non-stop routing and bridging concepts, graceful restart mechanisms, and the basics of in-service software upgrades. To prepare efficiently, Allocate study hours according to the exact percentages and estimated learning time shown for each domain. Prioritize hands-on labs for BGP, OSPF, Layer 2 switching, and security features, and practice scenario-based troubleshooting for harder topics. Good luck. Stay consistent with hands-on practice, and use the domain weights to guide your final review.